What's up, guys? This is a business plan that I wrote up, about a year ago today. Let's see, 5/2/24, so about a year ago. And I invested about maybe $4,000 into it. And now I just keep it as a plaque on my wall because I'm proud of it. But I want to tell you guys a little bit about it. So in my business plan, we got, let's see, just my summary, company goals, target market industry. So the business was named TikTok Trading Cards. All right, there we go. Oh man, I want to keep this nice. So the business was named TikTok Trading Cards. Let me just put the business plan back. I kind of want to keep it nice because I don't feel like printing another one. And I was invested in this business. As you can see, all of this stuff, these are supplies that I bought to package the collectibles. Now, you might be wondering, what the frick is your business, dude? And I'll tell you in a second, but I just want to show you, these are card stands that the collectibles were going to come in. So the idea of my business was that essentially NFTs are not trusted by the general public anymore, but NFTs showed that the market is very interested in collectibles, especially involving social media influencers or personalities. So I tried to start a business where I would reach out to the people that I knew on TikTok and the connections that I had on TikTok, especially those with kind of like a cult following. And I would I hired a real artist. He's a guy that lives in Amapa, Brazil. And he did all of the artwork, and he would basically turn these people into characters, kind of like Pokemon. So some people, my audience probably doesn't know this guy, but this guy has 3 million followers on TikTok, and his name is World of T-Shirts. He is a dude that has like a cult following on TikTok, and basically he just he represents New York City. Basically, he loves New York City. He wanders all around, and he really just has a following because of his personality and just him. I put a lot of work into this artwork. You can see New York City's in the background. We got a laser shooting out of the city, the skyscraper. We have his power levels, and he loves Twisted Tea, so I made sure that there was a Twisted Tea in his hand. And the card is holographic, so that's also cool. This is also pretty much a custom design. The layout, the UI, if you will, for the playing card, has the power level. It is definitely heavily inspired by the One Punch Man card. But I didn't, it's complicated. So each card would come with a redeem card, and we would only sell, the plan was that we would only sell about 500 of these cards. And I could never decide on what was going to be. I was thinking either we sell only 100 and make them very rare collectibles, or we sell 500 of them and set them at a different price point. But the idea was, this is the website that you would go to, TikTokTradingCards.com/redeem. And I still have the website. I spent a lot of time on the website. And each card had a handwritten code, and it would also tell you what number your card was. So this one is 1 out of 500. And you put your code into it. It would go ahead and do an automation that would email me. And because there are so few cards, I would just email them back and fill out a spreadsheet to track who had verified their card. And that would enable them to join the exclusive Discord. So if you bought one of these cards, you can join the exclusive Discord and have a very close line of communication with the star, the TikTok talent, or whoever, whoever people are fans of. This is my brother. I haven't told you guys this, but my brother is actually a kind of famous bodybuilder. He's going to try and get his IFBB Pro card, God willing. But he's doing really well. This is the first person that I made a card out of, and this is kind of version 1. Same artist. Yeah, this was called the Strength Division. And the idea was that in the Strength Division, these cards would be in a category of influencers that did bodybuilding. So we would make a line of collectibles from bodybuilding influencers that people could collect if they wanted to. And then another thing that's cool is down here, on every card, I added to the design the signature of the artist from Brazil, because I'm proud of the fact that we did not use AI for these cards. And we used a real artist, and I was going to give him royalties for every sale made, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So my brother, he ended up dropping out just because it didn't fit his brand, and honestly understood, because it was kind of, being the first person to do anything is definitely kind of hard. Like, no bodybuilder's ever done that. So, I mean, fair enough. This is the card of World of T-shirts. I already showed you one, but this one is non-holographic. And one mistake that I think I made is that I ended up printing them way too dark. And I also, during my process, accidentally printed 2 sets of the wrong, with a mistake in it anyways. And it ended up costing me like $500 that I just had to eat the cost of. So, I like this one better. It's lighter. It looks cooler. It's a collectible I'm proud of. It would have been packaged like this. And then that would have gone into a bigger envelope. And yeah. So I bought a heat gun. I bought a sealer. So the heat gun was used to shrink wrap each individual card. Which I don't know if this one is shrink wrapped. And the sealer was used to seal the shrink wrap. I have about 500 more cards down there. I have a fragile sticker. I just have all sorts of supplies, and I doubt you guys are interested, but I'm about to put this stuff somewhere. I don't know where to put it, but well, I guess the takeaway is that, I'm sorry, guys. I never told you guys what happened. Oh my God. So I did not just make this card as a fan or something. I know this guy. I don't know him super well because he doesn't communicate a lot, but we were friends on TikTok. Then I got his number, and then, we'd been chatting a little bit. When I started this project, if any of you guys know World of T-shirts, he's very popular. He does have a cult following. But the problem with him was that by the time I was done with the project, and it took a surprisingly long amount of time, and I'd created the packaging design and figured out the shrink wrap, and figured out the labels, and figured out the taxes per state, and selling on a website, and considered TikTok shop, and all this stuff that I had to think through. and of course designing the website. By the time I'd done all of that, this guy had become a alcoholic. When we started, he was not as bad, and in the span of time, maybe 8 months, about 8 months, yeah. And by 8 months later, his alcoholism had gotten really bad, and he just stopped communicating with me. So there was also another bodybuilder that I worked with. I had commissioned the artist. I got artwork and a concept done of that bodybuilder, and that bodybuilder also canceled on me. So I guess the point is, if anything is worth doing, it's going to be very difficult. I mean, I tried to do this business for 2 years on and off, and I put in a lot of effort, and guys, it's just hard, you know? If there's one thing I learned about business, it's that all of it is up to you. You're responsible for all of it. And you being your own boss is equally... You being your own boss, and a lot of people know this, but it's almost worse sometimes. Like, everyone thinks that, and I'm not my own boss right now. I'm just saying, you're going to pay for being your own boss. Like, it's not going to be as fun as you think. Now, it might be rewarding to have agency over your life, but I'm just saying that being your own boss is not all it's cracked up to be. That doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying to be my own boss, you know, but it's definitely difficult. And anything difficult is worth doing. If all these cards would have sold at 300 at the price I was thinking, I would have made about $20,000, which would have been a lot of money for me. And I was going to give the talent, or I was going to give the star half, and I was going to give the artist like 10% royalty, maybe 5%, I don't know. Which would have been a lot for him too, because he lived in Brazil. But not everything works out, and I'm not going to give up on this project, but I just want to share it with you guys. So, yeah. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.